Ben, you can start us off.
Chris, obviously y'all poured on the runs today. What was it like to be able to just kind of get a lot of guys in the game and get a lot of guys some ABs today?
Well, it was good. I mean, we wanted to, like you said, get some guys some ABs, and we also wanted to get a lot of arms out there, and we were able to do both and get a little tune-up for the weekend.
John?
Hey, Chris, how are you feeling kind of going into this weekend? Arkansas, an incredibly tough team, top 5 matchup. How are you kind of feeling heading into it?
We're excited. I mean, this is the one that got kind of pulled away from us last year. We were supposed to open with Arkansas, and everything hit. And a year before, we went to Arkansas and had a bad outing. So I know a lot of the older players in the program were excited to play. They're obviously very talented, well coached, and it'll be a great matchup all weekend.
Is this one, I know you kind of mentioned it there, but since that was the series that was right before everything got shut down, does it make it that much more kind of emotional for you guys, like heading out this time around?
I think it's SEC play at home, being able to open in front of our fans, our crowd. I mean, last weekend was huge too. I mean, they're all huge, but this one just feels a little bigger because it is at home, is our crowd. It was the one kind of taken away, and our kids are very excited to play this weekend. I hope we're not too excited.
Steve?
You got in the bullpen a lot tonight, and it looked like there was some times you walked out there a little bit frustrated, perhaps, maybe a 17-run ball game, not exactly throwing strikes. I mean, when you're just trying to get the game over, I mean, how frustrating is that?
It's a little, it's a delicate balance right now because we're trying to keep guys sharp, keep them getting them innings. And they're also learning. I mean, some of these guys are really learning on the run here. In Riley's situation, I thought Riley was good. We're trying to get our lefties in there a little bit so that we can, Arkansas has a lot of left-handed guys, so we're trying to get our left-handed arms in there a little more tonight. You probably with seeing him and Hootie and also Cam out there. But for the most part, we were fine. I thought Riley was good. X-Air at the end, he's a young pitcher. Just didn't feel like he had it there. And, we're trying to get Drew Talley some innings. So Drew Talley went out there and pitched great.
Just kind of following up on that too, you mentioned Houston. Do you expect him to be available this weekend? Is that one of the reasons maybe he didn't get more innings tonight?
No, that's definitely that we need left-handed arms for the weekend. We don't know how we'll use them yet, but we'll, just trying to keep him in the mix and using him against their lineup this weekend.
Tyler?
Chris, you mentioned that Arkansas series a couple of years ago. Obviously, y'all had a great team, a College World Series team, and that weekend kind of got away from y'all. That being the case, and these two programs being what they are right now, pretty much consensus top 5 programs, how would you kind of describe this little budding rivalry that Mississippi State and Arkansas have, and what does this weekend mean to you and your guys?
Well, I just think it's two of the top programs in the country. The last couple of years, we've really gone head-to-head, been in Omaha together. I think there's a lot of respect for both programs, but obviously, playing in this division, you're beating your head against some of the best teams in the country. So for me, I've been in here 3 years, and it's kind of, there's just so many, Ole Miss is a rival, and the LSU weekend, and I just think they're all so big in this league. They're magnified.
Ben?
Chris, kind of on Arkansas, have you decided on any kind of lineup or pitching lineup this weekend?
No, we haven't. We're going to probably do it in the morning. We'll be McLeod. Right now we're McLeod, Bednar, and TBA. So we're trying to see what we match up like and look at right now. But we'll probably we'll meet in the morning to kind of go over and assess what we use tonight, what we have for the weekend.
And then in terms of tonight, I mean, you mentioned being able to get a bunch of guys in. Just how important is it in games like this to kind of, jump on things a little early and be able to give yourself that opportunity?
Well, it's nice. I mean, our kids work so hard, from the Tanner Allens to the Kye McDonald who runs in there and hits 2 lasers again tonight. I mean, these kids deserve to play, and being able to get out there and get guys on the field and getting a lot of guys on the field was huge.
John?
Chris, you mentioned all the lefties, but besides that, I mean, what else about Arkansas? I mean, obviously their stance and their track record the past couple of years speaks for themselves, but what else about them really makes them a dangerous matchup for you guys, you think?
Well, there's real power arms there. They've pitched really well. Number two, they got a great bullpen. Their bullpen's kind of compared to ours. And there's some really good position players in there and some veteran guys. I mean, Christian Franklin, supposed to be one of the better draft picks in the country. Robert Moore, their second baseman, Goodhart. I mean, you could just go through that lineup, and there's just so much experience. It's kind of like having Tanner Allens and Rowdy Jordans, and it's just, these guys have been around a long time, and I think it's a really good lineup. I mean, they're pretty well-rounded all the way across.
Steve?
It looks like you guys are going to play a lot of lefty-lefty matchups this weekend. Media reports out of Fayetteville tonight is that they're talking about starting Wicklander on Friday and Vermillion Saturday and Lockhart on Sunday. And so, with that in mind, seeing us left-handed pitching, I mean, does that put you in a situation where you kind of got to flip the lineup a little bit?
Actually, our splits, we're better against left-handed pitching. So our, Scotty DeBrule hits lefties better. Tanner Allen hits lefties better. I mean, you go through our lineup, Rowdy Jordan. So we're a better matchup to the lefties, just from a statistical standpoint. It's a little crazy, but just the way we are right now.
Joel?
Talking about the batting order, of course, you hit Braylon leadoff tonight. Is that something you may do going forward when he's in the lineup, or is that just like a one night kind of see how it does kind of thing, or just where you at on your lineup?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I mean, I think Braylon's a good leadoff hitter, and right now we're not. Scotty's been a little down the last week or two, so trying to maybe get a little spark up there. But I think we have a couple different options. We need on base percentage in that spot right now, trying to get some guys that can get on and get us something going in the first. So, but Braylon's played well, and Braylon's put himself in that mix, and Scotty has played well at times too, so he's in the mix. But we'll kind of look and see how we match up best for that spot this weekend.
All righty. Any more questions?